Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri. You're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Welcome aboard. We are going to be talking about the week of July the 31st through August the 7th, 2022. We have some really interesting pressures and releases of pressures that I want to discuss with you for not just this week. This week, yes, but there are some things that are coming and have evolved that maybe if we were aware, we could, and being more conscious about it, we could maybe use it to our own best interest and maximize the effect and maybe minimize some of the things that we don't want to experience, or minimize it in how we experience so it's a positive adventure. Now we still have all that Leo energy, Leo, that lion fire sign, that's still in the sun sign. Sun is a fire sign as well. And we have Leo in Mercury, which is how we think, how we communicate, how we process information. Now that's going to change on the 5th into Virgo, and I'll explain how that'll affect us shortly. And then in Venus, the planet of our relationships, how we experience our relationships, how we experience that interaction with other people, that's still in Cancer. On the 12th, which is next week, that will move to Leo. So we'll have still quite a bit of fire energy in and around us. And then Mars, the planet of our drive, also a fire planet. That's that planet of passion. That's in Taurus and gives us a little bit more determination to achieve some of our goals. We still have Jupiter and Saturn, our two teaching planets, in retrograde. Jupiter is the happy teacher, and that's in Aries, going retrograde. So those are first lessons, Aries being the firstborn of the zodiac, the child. So our lessons will be bringing us along like children. Now in retrograde, that can provide us with some flashbacks and maybe look at things in our life, our young life, or maybe just events that we experienced, and reinvent how we would want it to have occurred or what we want to learn from it. Or just pull some more information. Maybe we could have done a better job in how we worked with it. And then Saturn is our really hard teacher, and that is in Aquarius, Aquarius being the age of the future, and the ruling planet of Aquarius is Uranus, which is the planet of unexpected things, and that's in retrograde as well. So when we look at that, what we're being offered is flashbacks, going back in time, reliving some events that we had, trying to pull information from it and learn from it, which is really what we're supposed to be doing. Now, there's the beginning of the week in medical astrology where we may be the most vulnerable. It's Virgo energy, and that is also, as I said, moving on the 5th to Mercury. So some of us with tender tummies may find a tenderer tummy than normal. So that might be something that we have to look at as far as your pancreas. If you have any pancreatic issues, if you have a difficulty dissolving fat or eating fat, you better choose your foods wisely. The small intestine, our digestive tract, is not at its strongest point through the beginning of the week of July 31st through August the 7th. Then that moves into more pressure on our kidneys. If you suffer from kidney infection or bladder infections, I even noticed this morning when I awoke, I could feel right at the back, lower part of the back. You might think your back is bothering you, but it's actually kidney. So make sure that you're drinking lots of water to flush that little organ out. If you take oil of oregano or any of the antibiotics or antibacterial, microbial essential oils, you can maybe rub it back there just to make sure if you think you're getting a urinary tract infection or a bladder infection. And be mindful of your dogs, because they can't tell you, gee, I think I'm so watch for them with maybe excessive licking, maybe a little nausea. Just keep an eye on your little animals, because they can't tell us what's going on. Now, I wanted to bring to your attention this week, on July 31st, Uranus, which we were talking about earlier, which is the planet of change, the planet of awakening, that's aligning with the lunar north node. And in astrology, that's considered our highest point of destiny. Now, I do hear people ask me quite a bit in doing readings for them, I don't know what I was born to do. I don't know what my destiny is. I don't know what my soul's purpose is. This is what the planets are trying to help us understand or come to grips with. So it is an unsettling energy. And who that you know of would like to experience unsettled energy? But this energy comes from the North Node. And that's going to give us some reassurances that it's leading us to our higher future, both as a person, an individual person, and as a people, as a species. And it's supposed to be helping us unlock events that will enable us to ascend to a higher awareness, a higher consciousness, not just on an individual level, and we should take it to that, but as a whole planet, as I said. Uranus and the North Node, to my understanding, I was doing some research, I don't think that they've come together before, and in that, I think, I don't have history, I don't have anything I can go and look up and pull from. So, them not having come together, at least in my lifetime, and most of yours, maybe it's a little interesting to note that, as I said, on July the 31st, with Uranus moving there, Mars is also going to join this alignment. Just for a few days. It's only for a few days. But it makes it even more rare. So, astrology really is about following the patterns. About seeing, is there, what is the pattern here? What am I supposed to be learning? What can I take from history? But there is no record that I found of Uranus, the North Node, and Mars coming together before. So I can't follow a pattern here. So I think we're supposed to be seeing how Uranus, as I said, that planet of surprise, the unexpected, it's going to remain a mystery. And I'm not sure how it's going to unfold. So maybe that's something that we're supposed to be present for, looking at, finding out for ourselves, something new, a new frontier. Uranus and the North Node themselves have come together, just not with Mars. And it's an earthly kind of grounded sign that we're in, which is Taurus. And that's going to give us some clues, because Taurus, the bull, and that's in Mars, that's going to give us some clues. Taurus itself usually rules over things relating to agriculture, to our environment, to finances. Taurus is ruled by Venus, that's the ruling planet. And it can bring some awareness to matters of the heart, that's our relationships with, close people, distant, and our feelings of self-worth and our value. How do we value ourselves? How do we see others value us? So in addition to Mars being in this mix, even though it's short-lived, it's just for a couple of days, it does add a fiery element to all of this, meaning that whatever comes into our awareness in the next few days may stir up some heated moments of emotion. So you want to be careful. We don't want to burn each other up. That might not just be you, that could be people around you too, so you want to pay attention. So as this is playing out, think of it, it's a little unnerving for me. It's also on a global level, so this could inspire revolutionary acts, changes that are met with resistance, even protests. So whatever unfolds under this alignment, it's important to remember that Uranus, quote unquote, the planet of awakening, brings that unsettling information, maybe even shocking information at times. But it only does it to awaken our minds, to push us further, to help us break free from some of the boundaries that we've experienced and the restrictions, but maybe we've imposed on ourselves. So we have to look at what are our boundaries? What are our restrictions? So Uranus is responsible for activating, some of you will understand this, some of you won't, that Kundalini energy, which is so powerful and really gains my respect. I'm so respectful of Kundalini because it's so powerful. And also opening the third eye. So that allows us to try to get to a higher level of consciousness, to be fully aware. The energy of Uranus can also spark innovation and lead to really radical new ideas. Now, personally, that always scares me. Radical is always big for me. I like to go in conservative. But this is what we're supposed to be embracing if they make sense. And joining with the North Node, we can use this energy to really free ourselves from all that's holding us back. But we have to know what's holding us back and then give us that grounded energy of Taurus for these radical ideas and to help us move from a more wakened state to a more mindful state. Awesome if we get to use this as a people, as a species, as a planet, as an individual. So just to kind of explain the North Node, it's not a planet and it's not a cosmic body, but it's a mathematical axis and it's calculated between the sun and the moon. It's sacred. It's a karmic point in any chart. So if I'm doing a chart, I look for the North Node and I look for the South Node. And it's activated by Uranus. So we're all getting a shakeup here. And this is not just this week, right? And it's supposed to move us to our highest destiny, our highest expression of truth. So if you're feeling lately like you really want the truth, you're yearning for the truth, what's true? What's not true? You're right in line with everything. So consciously working with this energy, when we really concentrate on it, this can really help to activate our purpose individually and as species, to move us in alignment with our destiny as a species and as a person, and can help awakening our consciousness and take it to those higher levels. Just, I'm not big on giving homework. I'm not big on doing homework. But if you're of a mind, I had a client last week that came and she brought a pencil and a paper and she had all these notes. It was really inspiring. But if you're of that mind, maybe you can sit down and make a list of what new changes in your life are you resisting. And I could do this and it wouldn't take me long. If you can, make a list of 10 bold things that you've always wanted to try. And then step back and look at this list. And is there a theme? Is there, just try to find a theme. And would it be possible for you to take one or two of these things and do it this year? Are there any fears that you recognize that might be standing in your way? And make a list of that. And without getting too much in our head, write down the first thoughts that come from this question. Here's the question. What do you think you were put on this earth to do? That's a big question. I wrestled with that for years. If you're of a mind, you can do a Kundalini meditation or Kundalini yoga. Some of you are involved in that, so you'd understand what I'm talking about. If not, hey, try a walking meditation. Maybe go out in nature. I'm going to go out to the bush. Now, some of the predictions for Uranus North Node conjunction. And just remember, these predictions is what people think may happen, may occur. There's a belief that there's powerful awakenings that change the course of our planet's future. And that's what this is pushing. Revolution. Especially in areas relating to finance, agriculture, and environment. Ingenious and radical inventions that challenge The old versus the new. I'm finding that in my own personal life. The rattling of long-held beliefs, and I've been seeing this with some of my clients. Why are you doing it this way? Well, I've always done it this way. Right, but why? Well, that's what we've always done. Okay, I understand that, but why? So they're going to try to rattle us. Change and innovation in the world of technology. That scares the holy hell out of me because I can't keep up as it is. And some of the predictions too is a push for greater freedom. And we see this by the people, and I'm seeing this, but some of them don't even know what they're pushing for. They want freedom, but they don't know. Sit down, think about it, get it in order. Upheaval or change to farming and agriculture. I see that coming. If any of you are farmers out there, you've been seeing this coming for a while. Some of it's good and some of it's not good, but it is what it is. Increased food supply issues and supply and demand issues in general. That's scary, especially when it comes to food, right? Instability in the financial markets. We're seeing that already. And profound changes to global financial markets. We're seeing that already. Environmental issues. We're seeing that already. Natural resource issues. Yep. Bingo. And last but not least, very strong changes in weather patterns. That is everything that's under pressure. That's the predictions with this Uranus North Node conjunction. So I'm not being a downer, folks. I'm just saying if we're aware, sometimes we can be more proactive and have it work for us instead of against us. And we're being offered this opportunity. It's rattling. It can be shocking for some of us. It can be unnerving, but it also can be great in some of the changes and some of the new tools it gives us to work with this. On that note, everyone, I want to thank Charlie O'Brien for putting us on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, any place that you get your podcasts. Charlie has gracious enough to put us up there. You can find us. And he gives me a link for the YouTube one for the week. If you want to look at some of the archived podcasts, they're on my website, www.terriworld.com. And you can go back 4 or 5 podcasts and catch up on what's leading us to now. And if you'd like a reading for yourself, you can text or call 519-726-6699, or you can email me at Terri, Terri.Coutts, Coutts @gmail.com. And we can try to figure out how all these changes apply to you and how can you personally benefit from it or the people around you. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great week. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the weather. And hopefully we'll be back for next week's podcast. We'll see what's up for us next week. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Insights with Terri Coutts, and visit her website, terriworld.com, Terri world.com. And we'll catch you next time